Hello, my name is Emily. My Etsy store is Yesterday's Stash, and I am on a mission this 2021 to put out a series of hopeful 2021 books that have a lot of hopeful and inspirational statements. And this is book 3, and it's called Wheatfields. And the reason is because of this imprint on this handmade book that's called that has some wheat on it. And so this book here was made in Bangladesh, handmade paper from Bangladesh, and I got it at my used bookstore. No, not you, but thrift store. I got it at a thrift store for $4, and it had never been used. And you can tear this off and see information about the paper and the book and how it's made and so forth, and that it's made in Bangladesh. So I have sort of left the outside of the book the same, or so that it can kind of show that it is a naturally made covering or book. When I bought it, the book had 25 or so pages of handmade paper, and this is one of them. And the 25 pages were attached to the book by a piece of rope or string. And so when I started to work with it, I wanted to make sure that I had enough, of the enough pages to do some fun projects on. And so I got these 3.5-inch rings that you can open and shut like this. And when I bought them in a set of 12, and that's how I've got this book set up. So to start the book out with, I have 9 pages that have been decorated using a cardstock or fixed, that have quotes of hopeful quotes for 2021, and then 10 pages of the actual handmade paper that can be used for journaling. And I have used a variety of different items, and one of the things that I really like to use is magazines. And if you'll notice this American Art Review that I got at my bookstore, they sell their old magazines or used magazines for 50 cents. And this very same print that is here, it was on the front of that. And I just thought it was so pretty. And it's Waiting by the Window is the name of the artwork. And just nice, pretty light green sort of colors. And that's the kind of thing that I use magazines for. I also find neat pieces of artwork that are just really fun to work with and to add in or into either a tag or do some machine sewing with or whatever. So that's what this first page is, and I used a light green lace. I had 2 different kinds of light green lace, and of course most of the items in my books come from thrift stores. So I haven't mentioned anything that I have bought new. Everything has come from, except I did buy these ring binders. I didn't get them at the used bookstore. But also on the front, I have kind of put a little splashes of a glitter on it, and here on the rim to kind of give it a little bit of character. And so here's 2 of the quotes. Here's one by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It says, "Character consists of what you do on the 3rd and 4th tries." So then on this side, I actually have a pocket that's out of the same material. And what I did was I took a piece of fabric, made a pocket out of it, used some pattern paper, and then I actually had some pieces of a piece of fabric that had a bunch of fern patterns on it. So I put that underneath and did a clear glaze or gloss over the fabric, and added some straw that that I had found. And then I actually took the pieces of the lace and did a double D-ring kind of enclosure on it. And then here is some used, well, it's not used, it's actual stationery that I can get at the thrift store. Maybe you can't, sometimes you can get a whole box of the same, but most of the time it's just this big, long tray that has all of these cards in it, and you look at them. This particular one is called naturesgardencards.com, and it's printed on handmade paper in the USA. And I just thought they were so pretty, and actually they include a separate sheet for you to do your letter writing on, and I've also included the envelopes in that as well. And then moving along, we've got one of the pieces of handmade paper, and I have stuck some little inserts in various places. This is one of those pieces of trim that I actually added a safety pin to and kind of have it draping down. And this is from a fabric roll and just some lace I have found in my stash. And this is two postcards. This is Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia, and this is a dried flower arrangement reproduced from an original pressed flower design. And then here's I used some of the fabric, that thin fabric pattern paper, to add kind of a little sturdiness to the page. And this right here is just a little pocket that has a couple of quotes in it, and I have a yo-yo here that I added. This is an old print from the National Gallery of Art, and it's a tag that can be used as a tag. And here's an example of I get so wound up by the interesting art designs in the books like that art review that I just showed you, and how they mold and blend the colors together. And this is information over here on this particular artwork. And then I put some fabric, pleated fabric, along the bottom there to give it some a border, and then stuck my two in here. And this is more of the fabric roll paper that I used for to make the pages sturdy. So this is another one of those, and then I get to my next page, which is an actual piece of stationery called Just a Note, and it's got fleur-de-lis on it, and it doesn't say where it comes from. Nope. So it was a part of a box of stationery. This has got a little folder here that has a quote in it stuck down in here, another quote here, and this is where I just kind of did a little bit of blending of different colors of greens and blues to kind of give it a little color, and did some sewing machine stitching. Have this little flower or little flower here, a handmade flower, and then this is an actual lace bow. And so again, I put some paper on the side to give it a sturdy finish. This is actually pieces of like kind of wallpaper actually And these are all the different choices that you have for the wallpaper pattern that you want. And they made them into little, like, they were like 1 by 2 or 3 by 3, or this is actually cork. And so I kind of made a splash of them, you know, to use. So all of these things I can find at my thrift store. And these are some tags that came in a bin, and then just a real cute picture of a green background and yellow background of a little girl reading a book, and a Barack Obama quote on the back of it. And then here is just another page that I put a little collage on, and then we move on to, this is actually vinyl. I can actually get books that you get to select what piece of vinyl you want. And this is like something that you would pick for an upholstery for a chair or something like that. This is more of that fabric roll. And this is just some real pretty brown ribbon that I found, or lace that had a brown trim on it that went really well with this. And then this is a couple of quotes are on the inside here, just a little book that I made that you stick, that has a positivity or a quote on it. This is another page out of a magazine that I just thought was, I just love the way the blues and the greens and the browns are mixed together. 2 more quotes here, another quote here, and then just another little tag. But various pieces of trim and lace, you know, around the pages. More of the writing pages. And then this is actually where I took a piece of lace and put it down as a background, sort of a wallpaper, and then had put a pocket here, and then have added a couple of lists here, and then we have a nice quote on that page. So the whole book is 19 pages, and then front and back 38. The 9 of them are these thick decorated pages, and then the other 10 are for journaling. And I don't know if you've seen these, but these are the little pop-up cards. They're called Thoughtfuls, and they're perforated around here, and you stick, you can open it up and have a hopeful statement in there. You can get these Thoughtfuls a number of different places, usually at gift shops. I get mine at a bundt cake store, and this particular one, the whole theme was hope. And here's an example of another one that is what's called Carpe Diem, seize the day. And this is what they come like, and they have they have the title of what they're about, and then they have a little quote on the inside of them. So that's that, and a couple of tags in here, or a tag in here, and this right here comes out, and it's a pocket that has a tag in it that has a quote, a saying on it. And also that I did just a little bit of playing around with some needlework and some flowers that I found on a piece of fabric. Just a fun project. And this is like just a little pocket that has a decoration on lace wrapped around it, and you can write on here. And this is actually yarn that I used that kind of goes with the whole concept of the peachy, pinky kind of color here. Another one of those. You can see that these aren't, you can't just flip them. You do have to have this in a certain order, and I guess that's one of the deals about something like this. It could almost be used as a scrapbook. This is actually where I took some file folders that I had and put two hearts, a double heart pattern together, cut them all out, sewed around all three of them, and the inside of the folder was pink, and then the outside had these, and then you can just stick it in here. And then these are a couple of like little stories. This is actually called Social Observances, and it's from back in the day. And then this is a hymn sheet, Good Morning, Merry Sunshine, and Home Sweet Home. So I've stuck them in here for reading. What I did here on these is I took, this is falling out, I took 2 pages of the 4x4, or no, it's 6x6, and I sort of put them together so that they make a pocket on this side that goes this way, and then on this side it goes this way, and it has 2 different designs on it so that you can kind of get a theme going. However, but this is one of those little open tag that has several different statements on it, and then these little tags go in here and stick down here. And then this is actually a little folded, open it up. You can actually stick a photograph in here if you wanted to. Here's another one. Hope is the word which God has written on the brow of every man. Interesting. And that's by Victor Hugo. And most of the sayings that are in the book are sayings that can come, that I give the made the statement as well. This is where I did some little tiny hand stitching, cross stitching, and embroidery work. I did some machine stitching around here, and just put in some tags that I found from Etsy sellers. So most of the things that I get that come from used bookstores or used items, but I also purchase items to support our Etsy sellers. This is just a little book that you can use to take, I call them take and go books. You can use them for a couple of more lists or tags that you can use. So I definitely have some pages in here from Etsy sellers or items that I purchase from Etsy sellers. Now, a lot of my statements come from Etsy sellers, or these little sayings. So here's a book page that I put some birds that I had found out of a dictionary, and then this is just a tag with a quote on it, and another quote right here, and it goes down here. It's another one of those pages that the two go together, that the two are. So this is, I found this, it's called Tattered Angels, and I got it at Tuesday morning sometime back. And you can, it's more like, it's a little like Zentangle, but it's also where you can color, and so coloring pages put a few of the coloring pages in here. And then going over to this side is more statements and more of the tags. And this is a handmade tag, one that I made that I did some sewing machine stitching on. So this has just been the best, most fun book because it's different than the conventional. And so it has been a lot of interesting challenges, but also this is a book that I found sometime back at a book fair, and it's called Inspirational Quotes Illustrated, Art and Words to Motivate. And it's just really, the artwork is just, I tend to gravitate towards abstract or more ancient or more nostalgic, or you know, rather than some of the others. But they're all just as beautiful as they can be, and you can take every page and use it in, you know, in a book, because it has a quote on it. Here's an example of an artist who did this artwork around the quote, "The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you, so don't go back to sleep." So it talks about, you know, sunshine and getting up in the day, and just beautiful butterflies. And anyway, so this is one of those pages that I found that I used. And then this is a stack. This comes from the Royal Horticultural Society, and it was a stack about a ½ inch thick of these kind of to-do and notes. And so I stuck a couple of those in there to you know, put a little bit of green lace around the sides of these to sort of accentuate the green of that person. And then this is also from the same book, this same piece of artwork. They say that time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. And that's by Andy Warhol. And then here is one of these glassine bag pages that I decorated on the outside and put a little tag in, and a couple of more postcards. This one is a pressed flower, and then this is a, where did this come from? Los Angeles Four Seasons Hotel, and it's an abstract. Just where my thrift store sells postcards, but I have received collections of postcards from lots of people. And then in this, I have added some more of those little thoughtfuls from a couple of different collections. This one says hope, this one says wish, and then, yeah, this one says dream. And then these are little notes of inspiration as well. So I kind of stuck them here in the back. Now you can take all of these little tags and book, you know, things out and modify them, and you know, change this up the way that you would want it. I will be including a couple of other things with this, of items that I couldn't use. I usually like to work with the hinge on the bottom of the book, so I turn it around like that. And this, just, I will be including some other things with the book that I you know, wasn't able to fit in there, but for sure I will be including a couple of these extras, just in case. You never know with, I guess, with handles like this, but there will be a couple of these added too as well. So thank you for coming and watching. Again, this book will be for sale. It's called Wheatlands, and it's going to be for sale in my Etsy store, which is Yesterday's Stash. And so thank you for coming along. This is just a wonderful place to be, being able to reuse stash to make books like this, and I'm just enjoying every minute of it. So we'll talk again soon, and thanks for watching.